Okay, the next stage in our production is going to be mixing the reagents. Now, before I start mixing the reagents, I'm going to tell you something. There are some of these reagents that are not very easily mixable with water or dissolve in water easily, as it will be said in the sciences. So you're not going to dissolve all of them in water. Dissolving them in water is good, but for these ones that does not dissolve in water easily, if you dissolve them in water directly, you're going to have lumps and you're going to have difficulties trying to react them. So at the end you see lumps. I want to say something like this nitrosol or antisol, although they are really soluble in water, but there's a problem with them. The problem is that there's a way they behave. One, they have very low density as opposed to water, so if you pour them in water, they tend to float. And as they float, they will not allow, and their body, there's a way their particles behave. The first few ones that touch the water will dissolve in the water and then form a gel-like substance, so like a glue, coating another ball of it, and then not allowing water to go through that gel. So at the end, you notice that the dissolution will not be as complete as you want. So it creates bubbles. So what do? You don't dissolve this in water. You look for any of the reagents you're going to use, like either your scent or perfume, although perfume should be the last thing, so I don't use perfume. I usually use my foam booster to dissolve this instead. So I'll dissolve this in my foam booster. Another reagent that behaves like that, or raw material that behaves like that, is your hexapon. So what I normally do is, first of all, I'll measure out the foam booster I want to use for this particular experiment. I'm intending to use about 30 grams of foam booster in weight. So I'll measure out that 30 grams of foam booster. The empty can is already 8.1 gram. So I'm going to be expecting 38.1 gram here, or I'll stop when the scale gives me around 38.1 gram. Good. I'm having 38.5 here. Good. The remaining weight is negligible. Okay, because I looked at it, it's changing, but it's actually 38 point something. So you can see that there. So what I do is, once I have this measured out like this, I'll separate this into two. I'll separate my foam booster into two. So I'll pour one in this container. So like I said, you make a very good paste of the hexapon and the foaming agent. This is because the hexapon is easily mixable, completely easily mixable with the foaming agent. And then after that, now this is a paste of a foaming agent and hexapon. This particular paste now is easily washed out, as it can dissolve easily with water. More than if I've added the hexapon alone to water. So I dissolve here first, or I make a paste of it here first. And then I also make a paste of the nitrosol. I've added it to the foam booster, you can see it. And then I'll make another paste of that one too. You can see that. Make a complete paste of it. These pastes are to allow water to penetrate them very, very well. Now, this paste will easier dissolve in water than when you have added the nitrosol. You can see even the way it's forming balls with these things, right? That's exactly the same way it's formed, but water will not even allow the next water to go inside, being used in the particles. So you just have to make this paste first. Then for the remaining reagent, you mix them. You get water from the same water you've measured out before. You get water from these things. I'm getting water from where I've measured out before, and then dissolve them in water. Just add them gradually to water and allow them to dissolve in the water, so that mixing will be easier for you. You won't have to spend the whole day stirring, because if you don't follow this process, you are going to have a hard time stirring these things and getting them to mix properly. So you dissolve them singly or respectively or independently in water first. This is our SLS. We dissolve in water. We'll add water to it. We'll fetch water from here. Remember, our target is 1 liter. We've not exceeded the 1 liter because the water we are using here to dissolve these things are also gotten from the 1 liter. So the ones that will not dissolve very well, these are our, okay, the two that will not dissolve very fast, I've dissolved them already. Okay, that's good. Okay, then this last man, this is our Superman. This is our secret ingredient. This is our sauce, special sauce. This is chicken. Add water to it too. Keep them. So now, the remaining two here that are not dissolved yet is our soda ash, right? And our caustic potassium hydroxide. So you add the soda ash to the bowl. You also add the caustic potash to the water. You see that? And then, oh shit, this paper just entered. Then you start stirring. Are we good? Stir completely. Point of notice: it's always good or better to allow each individual reagent you are mixing to attain a complete dissolution in water before mixing the next one, or mixing all of them together. This will ensure that you have a complete reaction when you mix them. So don't just chunk everything up. No. You mix them gradually, like this one. I've mixed it and I'll continue stirring it until I have a clear solution. In less than 2 minutes, you have a clear solution. Clear solution means when there is no more grains of the solute particles. So when you're sure you don't have any grains of the solutes, the solid particles, or solute as you want to call it, or the other grain that does not water, you know you have a clear solution. Then you can mix the next one. So I'm going to mix all these ones. I'm going to react them. I'm going to stir them until I have a complete mixture like that, and mix all of them together. Okay. These are STPP. Oh, these are SLS, sorry. These are STPP. I want these things to give me a very clear solution first, a complete solution. There is going to be a saturated solution, so you're going to be seeing particles of it remaining because the amount of solute here is far higher than the amount of solvent that this particular reaction can dissolve or can take at a given time. So you're not going to have a very clear solution. You're going to have precipitates. You're going to have some of the unreacted ones, or the ones that have reacted and precipitated out again at the bottom. So you don't expect everything to vanish here, because the amount of solvent, which is water, is smaller than should completely dissolve the solutes here. We're going to clear this one too. This one has formed. Okay. These are our secret, what do you call it, caustic ash. It's a special stuff we use to make it thick, not table salt. So it's called, this is core ash. It's talking from Core Chemicals Limited. They call it core ash themselves. So that's how we get it. So it's going to be the last one we are going to add. We've added others to thicken or make the solution thicker. Now you see it is no more dissolving because the water has taken out the amount it can dissolve for now, but when we add it to the bigger water, it will dissolve out completely. So that is that. This is this. So the next thing is you mix all of them together and stir them completely. Oh, I forgot to show you, we actually have our color waiting somewhere. So when I add it, I've added the color. You can also mix the color in water before adding. It's kept my mind actually. Now if you can see through this water, you can see that it is now transparent. That's to show that these ones, the soda ash and the caustic potash added to it has completely dissolved in it. You can see? It's transparent now, right? Good. So I'll start adding other things. The first thing I'm going to add here is my Texapon. Remember the Texapon has the foam booster inside. So adding the Texapon